Hitman 2-3, this is Hitman 2-2, over.
Hitman 2-2, you're coming in weak and unreadable. Try cleaning your handset. Try again.
Hitman 2-3, this is Hitman 2-2, how you read me now?
2-3 has you loud and clear. Out.
Hitman 2-3, this is Hitman 2-2, over.
Roger, I got your
ready to top over. Please fill me in on your 2-3. Alright. Calm down, buddy. We're gonna be down here. We're not going to calm down, property form. Don't hold. The second foot's coming down. And if nobody can do it, these guys can do it. So just relax and be cool, okay?
Morning, Gary.
Good.
How are you, mate?
Marvellous.
Good. Sleep well?
Excellent.
Take all your tablets?
Yes,
You ready for a day of filming?
of course.
We're going to go into Parramatta and have a look at this Centurion we found at the first 15th Lancers.
Marvellous.
Mate, come on, let's go for a wander. Come out, I've got the car parked outside. We've got one of those lovely big Toyota Hilux twin cab jobs, mate. Very flash. Very flash. Over this way over here. This beautiful big Hilux. All sponsored by Toyota Australia. Take your time, don't want anything to be broken.
Go.
Gary, you right there?
Yep.
Look at this. Centurion tank. Remember the old 106 recordless rifles?
Yep.
Let's have a look around. This brings back a few memories, mate. 50
I
odd
think
years.
so, yeah. This one's a lot cleaner than the last one I saw.
Yeah. Well, we spent a lot of time living in one of those, mate.
Yep.
12 months. Of course, you were lucky enough, you're up the top. This is where I used to sit down here, driving. But I don't recall us ever having a headlight on our tank.
I don't think I
No, I don't. I know we had the two road wheels in here, but definitely we didn't have that. Let's have a look around. I think they're doing work on this one, mate. And of course, that was a fire extinguisher system. I'm pretty sure that was for the engine bay,
Yep.
in case something went up.
And no smoke extractor on this one.
Yeah, I wonder why. I mean, that used to catch all the cordite fumes.
In
And it used to
theory,
be
yeah.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
Had the three fins on it.
Yep.
Yeah, for balance or something. Yeah.
And the name was written on the...
Yeah, we had our name across the top, the Assassin. The Assassin. Toolboxes with all their kit. Shovels. Looks like they're doing a lot of work on this one, mate. Look. Oh, there's a gearbox. Gearbox pulled out over here. These are the old drum brakes. Didn't get to about, in the old days, 5 or 6 miles per hour, and they wouldn't stop after
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You had to use your sticks to slow you down. Mate, that's a massive old gearbox. Yeah, they weigh about 4 tons, these old gearboxes.
Yeah, I remember we had to keep one floating on a Chinook.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
brought one in.
And if they had the APC recovery vehicle, they had a little crane on it,
Yeah,
which
no,
could
yeah,
actually lift it in and out. Well, I think we would have done about 3 gearboxes while we're over there. Mick and I used to open up the top like this and get in while it was still hot, undo everything, ready for the Ramey guys to come and do it.
Yep.
While you blokes are out there smoking cigarettes and enjoying
Oh,
yourself.
drinking champagne, yes.
Drinking champagne, yeah.
I remember we did one of these.
Yep.
This side, the left-hand side too.
Yep. Now that would have been a job and a half to
It was,
change.
yeah, I think it was a day and a half.
Wow,
Through it all, yeah.
Because that's all the drive area there.
Yeah.
That's everything that drives it. And didn't they have a little Morris Minor motor
Yeah,
inside there to
it's-
do the charging?
The exhaust
set?
pipe used to come out here somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. We'll have to have a look later on and go inside and have a Bo Peep. I'm sure it sat just inside
Yeah, it
here
did, yeah, it
somewhere.
was. Yeah,
And it was blue?
yeah, it was used in oil too. Bliss,
Yeah,
yeah. Smoke out.
Yeah. Just going back a while.
Well, there's one of your friendly spiders, George.
Yeah, he's dead, thank heavens. And of course, we used to keep our rations and things and tarps up in there. And each one of the turret bins, we used to have our own personal turret bin
Yep.
for our clothes and our gear. Yeah. Spotlight we never used much of. We couldn't put it on the front when you're jungle bashing anyway.
No.
It would smash.
No, I can't recall ever using it at
Neither
all.
can I, not the whole time. Now, if I remember rightly, when we were adjusting the tension on the tracks, we used to have to put one of your radio aerials across the middle part to
Yep.
get a certain angle or droop,
Yep,
so it wasn't too tight. And then we used to use a matchbox
yep. I remember the
underneath
matchbox.
the aerial.
Yep,
Well, you go up the front and adjust on the adjuster to pull the tension on the tracks. And if you had them too tight, you'd actually rip your drive off
Yeah.
out the back. And I can remember at times when we did road work that I'd tighten them up so that I could actually spin the tank out when I was driving along.
Yeah.
So you drive along the hard road surface, you had that tight, you could pull the levers and you could swirl it around a bit. Yeah. And then there was another time we're down the long highs, driving through the sand.
I remember
And these would look like chrome after
Yeah,
you've gone
yeah.
through all the sand. Remember that?
Yep.
That sand blasting? Yeah. Yep. Wow. And of course this was the adjuster here, yeah, this
Yep.
fella here, to tighten the tracks up. If I remember rightly?
Yep.
Yeah.
big ratchet on.
Yeah. That's right. It used to be a huge big spanner, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, big, yeah.
Well, we had 2 road wheels on those, and these are pure Avon rubber. They don't inflate, they're just solid rubber, those. Yeah.
Used to shred it occasionally.
Yep.
Change the road wheel.
Yeah.
Another good job.
Yeah.
There's a spare track up there.
Yeah.
Someone had them down here.
Yeah. Well, I can remember when we had the 2 on there, and
Yeah.
if I'd be driving through the jungle and I'd knock over saplings and we'd come back again and I'd be driving back at speed, that the saplings would hit these. I've actually spun these around even though they were braced down
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah, because they were so... And then thing with the plastic top one, and that's
With antenna.
antenna went up there, isn't it? Yeah. We had a couple of those.
Yeah,
didn't
there
you?
was a couple because it's 2
Yeah.
radios, yeah.
Yeah. And where would you sit? You used to sit on this side, didn't you? Just
Yep,
here.
just up here.
Yeah.
You can see the hinges where the hatches fold back
Yeah.
and they've got a little bit of upholstery on them.
Yeah.
So you can sit up there.
And then the can't quite see it, but the crew commander's cupola is that other one with all the little glass.
Yeah, 30 cal mounted up there.
Yeah, he had the 30 cal on that side, and then that hatch would open up, and he'd sit on top of that hatch.
Yeah.
If I remember right, we used to put a flak jacket around the hatch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You used to wear your flak jacket most of the
Yeah,
time.
when mine went off, I got a bit of scrap.
Yeah.
Like we all started wearing it. And I had the 2 bandoliers.
Yeah.
Got off some yank
Yeah.
with 30 round clips.
Yeah.
The M16, I had an M16 which
Yeah.
used to sit between my hatch and the
Yeah.
cupola. It sit in there just nicely. Well, everyone says pistols, those 9mm pistols.
Yeah.
I thought that's not a gun.
No,
I'll get a real gun.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a 9mm pistol, but I used to wrap mine up in rags and leave it in the turret bin because if it come to me using my 9mm pistol, things were getting pretty
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
That's why I rely on you up there, you and Mick, to do all the shooting. Because around the front here, we used to have 2 machine guns coming out of there.
Yeah, the 50 cal was a rangefinder.
So the large opening was the 50 cal,
Yeah,
and the 30 cal was inside the small opening. That how it worked, or vice versa?
no, I think the 30 cal was there because above there, because the 50 cal was only a range gun.
Yeah.
It was never used.
So would that be the 30 cal sat in
yeah,
that one?
yeah.
And the 50 cal on there? 50
Before it's
cal.
3 rounds at a time,
Yeah,
and you watch the trace,
yeah, that's right.
get your range.
And then Mick would be sitting in behind here,
Yep.
and
You see his little hatch up there, his little periscope.
yeah. I don't know how he put up with it, you know, all those years over there, or that the heat. I mean, I was bad enough getting hot in here, let alone mixed sitting in there all day, every day.
Yeah, I did for a couple,
Yeah.
about a month. I was
Yeah.
down there. You got the
Yeah, but it must have been hot all day.
the gun sight, yeah, the gun sight, and you can see through that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can see through.
Well, let's just say tank drivers had big left legs because the clutch was so heavy.
Yeah, I remember.
The gunners all had a bruise in their eye
Yeah.
and the cheeks from me bouncing them back and forward.
Yeah.
You blokes all sat in the back smoking, doing nothing. And reading magazines while we did all the work. But I was thinking about it the other day with Mick sitting there all that time.
Yeah,
It must have been awfully boring and hot.
Yeah.
At least I could see the countryside and see what it was doing.
yeah.
Morning, gentlemen.
Len, how are you? I'm George.
Hello, George.
Gary.
Hello, Gary.
Good to meet
Mate,
you.
what have you got here? This looks enormous.
Well, it's not enormous because it's a normal Land Rover. It's
Yeah.
been cut short at both ends.
All right.
It's a 106 rocket launcher. There's the rocket it fires, which unfortunately, for us armoured corps blokes, kill a tank at 1.7
Wow.
Ks. This particular vehicle was actually in
In Vietnam.
Vietnam,
Yeah.
and that's why we call it Bin Ba, because it was in the Battle of Bin Ba. The aim of the museum is to have an example of every vehicle that we used,
All right.
going right back to 1815. We didn't have vehicles then, of course we had horses.
Of course, yeah.
Now, of course, our major interest is, of course, the Centurion tank, which you guys are familiar with.
Yep.
And at the moment, it's in the stages of being rebuilt. We've blown a clutch out of it. The clutch weighs about a tonne and a half, and the gearbox around the back weighs 4 tonne.
Wow.
So we're in the process of it.
Fabulous. Bring. Go on. Yeah, sorry.
It's all run by volunteers. Some of us are old tankies. Some of us are APC people. So there's a variety of.
Wow. So how long have you had the tank here?
Well, this is the second one we've had.
Yep.
The first one belonged to the Army,
Right.
and they took it when they went up to Darwin.
Yep.
And Lieutenant General Laurie O'Donnell said, "Hey, this is important. I will give you a tank."
Well
So
done.
he gave it to us, and we've restored it, and we've been running it. But lately, it's going through a major refit. But it's 3-way fit. This tank was the last tank to fire around in Australia.
Right.
We had on our birthday, we had a Leopard, a Matilda, and this Centurion tank firing.
Wow. Well, I remember O'Donnell. He was my CO at One Armoured Regiment when he was a lieutenant colonel. Yeah, lovely man. Lovely man.
Lovely man. Yeah, I did 2 years with him.
Yeah.
Had a strange sense of humour.
Yeah. Well, last I heard, he went to Canberra somewhere growing sheep or something. But this is a beautiful bit of kit. It's in pretty good condition too.
It's a little bit untidy at the moment.
Yeah, but
because
you're
we haven't
working on it.
painted
Yeah,
but we're going through at the moment repainting all our vehicles.
Yep.
But that is quite significant.
So when you get it going, what will happen to it then? Will it just stay here like your Matilda, or will you drive it around? Or?
Well, we've just had an extensive job here where they've laid a solid slab,
Yep.
and that slab will allow us to take 80 tonne.
Yep.
So that'll allow us to drive around. So on our exhibition days, we can drive it around. And there are other occasions when Vietnam vets are having a celebration of some sort. They ask to see a Centurion. Put it on a back loader.
All right.
And
Well done.
we take it out there and drive it around. Good morning. My name's Len Coles, and I'm one of the volunteers here at the Lancer Barracks Museum, where we make an effort to restore vehicles that belong to the regiment. And this is the oldest regiment in the Australian Army. And I'm leaning on a 106 here, and behind me we have the big Centurion tank. And this is all about preserving Australia's military history. We have people who have been in the military and love the comradeship and are able to get together with old friends and share stories. So to me it's the ultimate men's shed. But it's playing a very important part of restoring and preserving Australia's military history, because this is the oldest regiment in Australia. So we feel it's an obligation for us to be able to continue the history and to open the place up to the public and allow them to see exactly what the Australian Army, particularly the Armoured Corps and the Light Horse, were involved in. So if you're interested in having a look at our collection and having a look at the history of the regiment, you can go to our website at lancers.org.au. It's a fabulous site and it covers the period from the Boer War all the way through to the Second World War, and we have members involved in every major conflict since then.
Gary and Mick.
Red Road.
G'day, mate. Long time.
Yes, sir.
Didn't know whether you were going to
Oh,
make it or
cancer,
not.
diabetes, back otherwise. Good ass. Good ass.
What, this?
Wasn't sure whether you're going to make it or not.
I 5 minutes early.
You've been in command.
5
You don't
minutes
talk to
before.
anybody.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we're halfway through eating pizzas. Do you want to join us?
I can't eat pizzas, but I'll join you.
Well, they're vegetarian.
They've got cheese on them.
Come on down, please.
You've been cooked, mate?
Oh, what about cancer? Back to work. Back to bunch in my nerves.
Okay. Well, that's me broken bones in my back. You can see all that.
Pedro, one of the crew commanders in Vietnam with us in our tank troop, and reached the high rank of RSM of the Army, one of the very few warrant officers to get that high. His darling wife Vicky. This is Judy Payne, who is the best part of this pair, which is Mick Payne. Now, Mick used to be about 12 kilos with a wet shirt on. Now he's a bit bigger than that. And Mick was the gunner in the tank, right? Pedro was a corporal crew commander, so he sat at the top, and he would be above Mick and this. I would be down where Judy's feet are as the driver.
Because you weren't allowed up the turret.
I know, I wasn't allowed on the turret, I know. And then this other old gentleman over here was called Gary Williamson. Gary used to stand on that side, and he loaded the machine guns and loaded the big rounds up the barrel
And supposedly tuned the radio.
and take care of the radios. So during a bad time when we wanted to contact, he did most of the work. I used to be sitting down the front shitting myself, and this bloke was sitting in this little hole like this waiting for the word to push the button. So Gary used to do all the work. The crew commander, of course, used to just stop smoking cigarettes and working out what was going on. Yeah, you go, I think we should shoot those people coming over the hill. What do you reckon? And then this bloke would go, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. He'd give me fire order, he'd load it all, he'd push the button, and I was still down the bottom shit myself out there. So that's kind of how it all worked. So he was the loader up from Melbourne, Port Macquarie, Abermay, how you pronounce it? Upper Right. And of course, my darling wife, Sue Ellen. And that's the crew.
George, you've just summed it all up. We've got nothing else to do.
No, that's it. The weekend started. Yeah. Lovely to meet you. That's so much fun. When did you just meet for the first time? Was it today or yesterday?
First time today for all of us. Pretty much at 3 o'clock tonight. For all of us. Gary and I, we went to Melbourne, picked up, Jared and I went to Melbourne to pick up Gary. That was the first time I saw Gary in 53 years. Last time I saw these guys at Fort Macquarie when we had our reunion, but I haven't seen Pedro for many years. We did meet in the army once. Now this is a good story. He was RSM in the army, right? Now that's God, right? Now he's walking in.
Sorry, what does RSM stand for?
Regimental Sergeant Major, but
Really shitty one.
Oh, you hear that?
Okay, I think I can remember that one.
Now, that's what you're going to get in there. She's only drinking water. So, but there's RSMs, and then there's one person higher than that. A senior warrant officer in the whole Australian Bureau, right? And that's what his role is.
He's a real king of the ship.
So, on this particular time, I was a major in the army, and he was an RSM in the army. We hadn't met since Vietnam. We're in Singleton, Sergeant's Mess or something in Singleton. I was up there working, doing something. We were invited into the Sergeant's Mess to meet the RSM of the army. I had no idea who it was. There's hundreds of men and women standing around. This big, tall, bald-headed man walks in, sees me, walks straight over to me in front of all these other dignitaries, kisses me and says, "George, I haven't seen you for years." I go, "Pedro, I haven't seen you for years." The least. RSM, the army kisses old grey head major. He had no hair. I was kissed by God, yes.
Really shitty one.
Oh, don't say that. Vicky, that's terrible.
Steve's fault.
I've been called
Okay, so that's the last time we met. I had seen you when you were a warrant officer at 2CAP, I think, doing Anzac Day one day. You were leading the group, but I didn't have you spoken since Vietnam. Yeah, there you go. That's how we all are.
When did we see you? 2005.
We saw Gary was
2005.
2004.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was the only time. So yeah, but you haven't
I think
seen
that's the
Gary.
only time I've seen Gary since
Yes, same.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not often.
But
So that was the only one time.
three of us haven't been together since
We're
79.
doing that.
71.
Now,
Wow.
what we also have a special thing for Lou to do because she's such a lovely young lady. Gorgeous. Also, Lou sings. She's a singer in the band, lead singer. She normally wears these parent clothes. Gets out there and rocks and rolls.
He's making this up.
Yeah, we know what he's
He's
like.
never seen this.
Lou is in the band and
I
does
want to
sing.
see that.
Lou is in the band and does sing as well. Okay, but she doesn't wear translucent clothes. Just wears skimpy bras. So what we've got some gifts to give out to them. So Lou's going to give them out and you're going to come up with who gets what.
You're like the barrel girls.
So we have something made up that you're all going to wear during the filming.
So Jared and George have organised this. This is a small token of gratitude for all of you participating in this amazing project and coming on this journey with us and together. And we hope it'll be a reminder of this amazing thing that we're all going to do together. So I'd like to give these out now. This one's Judy.
Oh, wow. I didn't need to know all these places.
That's pretty good, Judy. I don't even get with these.
Thank you.
The sizes and everything. Pedro?
We just hadn't got the right size and I wasn't quite sure how big some people were.
Gary, this is for you.
It's got to go over other clothes as well. We've got things a little large, so you can pop them over the top. Now, given we're going to be in Oberon and Molon, where it's going to be pretty
So
cold,
it's going to keep you nice and warm. And then there's
save me, no. And don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think you said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something